Hey everyone, happy October 1st, which means Inktober starts today. So what does that mean for me? Well, I am going to attempt it as my best efforts, as I always try to do every single year, and see what comes out. I have my materials that I want to use, which are inks, and I really want to work on thatching and my line art with the black ink. So that's what I'm going to work on. So today's prompt, there's several lists, right? And I'm just going to be using a mixture of lists. And yeah. So in order to start, I would recommend that you first play around with your materials. Since I was playing with ink, I just started doing little doodles in my sketchbook here. I was just, playing around with the ink, just putting down color. And then on top, I decided to draw some moths. And I really like how that looks. I really do. I prepared another page. This one. I don't know if I want to use it for today. And then I prepared another page, and then I drew on top of it. It was just, a very fast putting down color. Again, just getting used to the colors. So it's nothing to write home about, really. It's not a good illustration or anything. So now, with ink though, I do recommend that you leave a page in between, because as you can see here, you can see some of the ink that seeps through to the other side, or at least with this paper, with the Royal Talon sketchbook. Now I have another sketchbook that I did do a prep page for Inktober, just, I wanted to play around with it and see how it did on this type of paper. Here I swatched my materials, as you can see. And here I did an Inktober page. And I used the masking fluid, which I tend not to use. It can be finicky. But this has a very thin applicator, so I used it. And then I played again and prepped another page, which I really liked. So I think I might draw on this page today, since it's already prepped. I'll have to see. Or maybe I'll prep another page and use this guy to leave the white. I might leave this for another day. Yeah. And with this one, this is a Hanmila watercolor sketchbook with 300-gram paper. So you don't really have to skip a page. So I'm not going to skip a page. But before I can start, I need to change my water. It's a little bit murky and dirty because I was working on something. Should I show you guys what I was working on? Who would like to see it? It is for another workshop at the really cute bookshop, Elizabeth and Joe, for next month, really this month. I haven't finished, but it's this, hold on, no, did I want to fold it that way? I wanted to fold it this way. So it's this little foldable book, as you can see. It's a little foldable book. And can you guess what story this is? Should I tell you guys? Maybe I'll tell you guys at the end of the story, of the video, what story this is, if you don't already identify what it is. If you do, write it in the comments. And so here, you open it up, and I'm covering the little clue. You open it up, and what I thought I would do is that then this part can come down, and then you reveal part of the town. See, I'm not done with it, as you can see. And then on the other side, there's another little story, which I haven't colored it at all. And then if you open it up, you go like into the earth, or like further down. You have another little scene. And this is all on one piece of paper. See, it's all one. This is A3 piece of paper. And so that's what we're going to be working on. So I'm setting that aside. And so in this video, I thought that we could approach the first prompt of Inktober together, which is dragon, or at least the one that I'm doing is dragon. And there's another one which is mushroom. So I was thinking of combining the two, maybe? I don't know. I was going to do some thumbnails in this one, or even better, in my cheap action sketchbook, which I also swatched inks in here, as you can see. They worked all right. No problems. So I was going to swatch on this paper and then do it on this paper. So let me switch the camera around and let's get started. Grab your supplies. Let's do this first Inktober together. Okay, so I picked the type of dragon that I want to paint. And now I'm going to start. It's quite annoying that I have such limited space here, and I have so much. So I'm always having to readjust and put things away and pull things out, and it takes so much time. So I'm using a combination of Ecoline inks, or the watercolor inks things. I'm using the Sennelier shellac inks. I'm using Herbine Pro Noir, and also at times acrylic inks. Okay. So okay. So the way that I'm approaching this is I'm directly putting ink on paper. And I like to be able to do that and play around with the colors. And then I can define things with the line art. So it's a much more free and liberating, I know that sounds cheesy, but I mean it, a liberating way to approach things. So just like with watercolors, I'm starting with the lightest color. Okay, so I've done the dragon and mushroom, and I added some of the masking fluid, and I tried to dry it with my hair dryer, and now I'm going to create a dark background. But I don't necessarily want it to be pure black. I want it to be like purples and blues and blacks. And I'm going to use, let me see if I can find it. I think I'll use these. These are the Ecoline watercolors. But I will also use black for the background. Okay. And I'm going to use a larger brush. And I'm also using an Ecoline. Which one is this? Indigo blue. Okay. Just going to blot it a little bit because there's too much here and too much here and too much here. Now I will use the hairdryer one more time, and I think we're good. I might add some pencil, I'm not sure. Let's see. So I will be right back. Okay, so now I'm going to remove Okay. Just a little bit there. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little bit of pencil, I think. And that's it. I don't know if I like that. Okay, so I finished Inktober for today. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.